I'm Eliese, here with more edible science. Today, we're going to make edible DNA. DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acids, is the code for our traits in all living things, from this plant to the birds behind me to you and me. Our DNA is passed from generation to generation, so your DNA came from your mother and your father. We're going to look more closely at the structure of DNA to learn a little bit more about it. So let's get started with our Twizzlers, gummy bears, and toothpicks, creating our own edible DNA. DNA is made up of two comparable structures that wrap around each other to create what's called a double helix, this kind of twisted structure you see here. The double helix was first discovered in the 1950s by Watson and Crick, as well as a woman named Rosalind Franklin, who took the first picture of DNA and saw that it made an X pattern out of that double helix. When they looked more closely, we discovered that DNA is remarkably simple in a lot of ways. It has two sides that are a phosphorus and sugar backbone for the structure of the DNA, and four nitrogen compounds that we call bases. Now, each base actually has a pair that it goes with. It has a partner that it matches with. So for your edible DNA, you're going to want one color of gummy bear for each of those individual nitrogen bases, and you're going to want to pair them together. Now, the way that DNA pairs in our bodies is we have adenine and thymine. Adenine and thymine, they are one pair. They like to go together. And then we have cytosine and guanine that pair together. So you always find those together. For shorthand, we call them A, T, C, and G. And I've kind of chosen my gummy bears based on those. I have G is green, C is clear, and then I have A like a red apple and T like a tangerine. So remember, A and T, C and G. So what you're going to do is take a toothpick and carefully thread a gummy bear onto that toothpick. Now make sure that you're not poking yourself. No poked fingers, please. Once it's on there, you can find its partner. So since I have a C, I'm going to want a G. They fit together in our DNA kind of like puzzle pieces. So that's why you'll always find C and G together and A and T together. You can then carefully poke that toothpick into your licorice that is representing the sugar phosphorus backbone of the DNA. Once you've had several base pairs put together, you'll have this structure that you can actually twist into the double helix. So now you have a delicious DNA double helix that is representative of how simple DNA really is, and yet it codes for all the traits that make you you. So when you eat that DNA, make sure you don't eat the toothpicks. Other than that, enjoy, and thanks for coming by.